and this is the ETBU Coaches Show. You know me, I'm Mark T. Robinson, my first show of 2019, and I am here with head men's basketball coach Brandon Curran. Tonight, big game for you guys, ASC matchup with Laterno. But first, I want to talk about your ASC matchup from this past weekend. Took on Hardin Simmons. Came up a little bit on the short end, but it was a well-fought game, very close throughout. So just kind of talk to me as a coach what you saw from the sidelines there in that matchup.
Well, I saw our guys fight. I've seen our guys be resilient. We're going through a little bit of a rough patch right now, and it's been difficult, and it's also been, I think, a good thing. Like, I think from a spiritual standpoint, I think the Lord can reveal a lot to us through adversity and through some challenges. And it's all relative to a basketball game, but we do put a lot of heart and time and effort into these games, and the players put a ton of time and commitment and effort into these games. And so when you come up on the losing end, I think it can reveal a lot to you about your heart and where your heart is. And the Lord has been gracious over the last several weeks just to continue to grow me personally as a man, and hopefully conform me into His image and mature me as a follower of Christ. And I hope that I'm able to pass some of that along to our players in terms of just knowing what the Lord wants us to learn through this and to grow us through this. And so we've been really focused on that, and I've been really proud of our guys, the way they have battled adversity and stayed focused and stayed committed. They're completely bought into what we're doing, and they own this team. Like, they are coaching each other and encouraging each other and sacrificing for each other. And it's really, really fun to watch, and I love the commitment level. I mean, we've dropped 4 of our last 5 games, and I think some of our best practices have been in the last week. And that just shows a lot of maturity on the part of our guys and a lot of commitment. And we are a work in progress. You know, where we are now is not where we're going to be in February, is not where we're going to be a year from now. And so we're excited about that, and I think we're really growing and coming together as a team, and it's a lot of fun.
And you talked about your team just being completely bought in. How much easier does that make your job as a coach when you know that day in and day out your guys are going to be 100% behind what the program is pushing forward? How much easier does that make your job? You know,
well, it's so fun, and you worry about it as a coach because it's like, okay, we work on this, and then something else comes up, and you're looking at this, you're trying to adjust this and figure different things out, and there's always in the back of your mind of like, is this going to fall apart? But I think our guys show a lot of character, a lot of resolve, a lot of resiliency, a lot of concern for each other. When you're focused on yourself and things aren't going your way, I think you're a lot more likely to just cash it in and quit. But when you're focused on your brothers and doing something together and doing something to honor the Lord and just to take advantage of the opportunities He's given you, there is no quit in these guys. They are just doing a great job, and it's a lot of fun. And I just love being with them, and I believe in them. I believe in where we're going. You know, we are really young, but I see guys growing and improving every day. We're coming more together every day. We're relying on each other more every day, and so it's a really fun path to go on, and it's fun to watch.
Absolutely, and you have a number of key guys on your team. That's one of the things I personally love about watching you guys play is that any night, it could be anybody, Robbie Dooley, Nathan Fontenot. But this year, it's been, at least for me, the guy that has really stepped up is Chris Haynes for you guys. He's started the last few games. So kind of talk about what his impact has been with, you have a few guys in the front court that have been injured this year, but he stepped up and has had a big, has been really tremendous for you guys.
Well, he's done great. I mean, he just shows up every day. He's extremely coachable. He comes in and works hard, and he's just doing a great job. I mean, making free throws, finishing around the basket, doing what we ask him to defensively, executing, and, had a 25-point game for us here recently.
Yeah.
And, just very, very consistent, and he's done an outstanding job. And it's like you said, it's one of the fun things about this team. For us to be successful, we truly need to be a team. Like, we talked about this yesterday. Our key word for yesterday in practice was spacing. Like, if our spacing is good, it allows different guys to play to their strengths. And if we play off of those strengths, then we get better shots. And if we get better shots, then we shoot a really high percentage. And if we're playing with spacing and playing off of each other, then it allows us to get back and set our defense because we're making shots. And it allows us to cut down our turnovers because guys know where other guys are supposed to be. And so I really think that we're starting to come into that and get that. And again, I felt like we had a great practice yesterday. So it's just fun. It's fun when you've got a lot of different guys. You can do a lot of different things and really start to put it all together. And I was sitting in bed last night watching practice film and got excited watching just the things that the guys were doing and how they were playing together and how the ball was moving, which we haven't had all the time this year. And so I sent out 10 clips in a shared album to everybody. I said, man, this looks awesome. Like, I love how this looks. And I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. And so I'm looking forward to seeing us play tonight and then again on Thursday and then again on Saturday. We play a ton right now. And then again next week. So we have a bright future ahead and a good road ahead.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I was really kind of keying in on coming into this matchup, you're facing Laterno tonight, as we said at the top. So what are some of the things, what are some of the challenges that they present? Because I know that they have an explosive backcourt that you really have to key in on. So as a coach, how do you kind of prepare to face that, if you can, with all the changes and with with you guys' schedule going forward?
Well, they do present a lot of challenges, and they do. Their backcourt is really talented. They've got really good returners that are playing there, and all conference guys. And then Caleb Loggins, their front court. I mean, he's just a great basketball player. Super high IQ, one of the best defenders in the conference. Just an incredible difference maker. And so they present matchup problems and challenges and things like that. But I'm confident in our guys. We've done a good scout. Coach Ramon scouted them. He scouted them for the last 3 years. He does a great job. And so we know what to expect going in, and our guys know what to expect, and they know how to defend and what they need to do, so it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And last question for me here as we round it out. Haven't really got a chance to talk to you here in the new year, so any New Year's resolutions for you, or as we are a body of believers, New Day resolutions is what we kind of like to live by. But for you personally, any New Year's resolutions for you this year, Coach?
Man, it's crazy that you asked that question, actually. So the last 10 seconds of that Harden-Simmons game, I didn't do a good job. They hit a big three. We went down 5. Their coach gave me a free timeout. He called a timeout when I was about to call the timeout, so I didn't have to burn one of mine. I didn't communicate very well during the timeout. I didn't feel like I was very poised during the timeout with what I wanted to give my guys. When you're down 5 with 10 seconds to go, you need a miracle. And as a coach, I wanted to give my guys the best chance for that miracle to happen, and I didn't feel like I did that. And after the game, I was really discouraged and really frustrated and really disappointed in myself. Went home, and that kind of carried over, and then prayed about that and confessed that the next morning. And man, the Lord has just really pressed into me over the last 24 to 48 hours that we always need to just focus on Jesus. Just focus on Jesus. Focus on Jesus. Any accomplishment that I have in coaching is worthless. It's meaningless. I don't have any beauty unto myself. Like, anything that I have comes from Christ in me. Any positive that I give, any eternal difference that I make in the lives of these guys comes from Christ in me. Well, the only way that happens is if I quit focusing on myself and my shortcomings and my disappointments and my frustrations with myself and focus on Him. And man, the Lord has just really convicted me just in the last couple of days of just, as coaches, we want to be great. We want to be elite. We want to get better at our craft. So we self-analyze. We try to be self-aware. And the bottom line is, to be who we need to be for our players, we just need to focus on Jesus and allow Him to shine through us and work through us. And we have to trust, and Scripture says this, that He will give us what we need when we need it. And so I just want to remember those words, because I've seen them so many times in the last 24 hours. Just focus on Jesus. Focus on Jesus. So that's my New Year's resolution. I'm just going to try to imagine Him and focus on His accomplishments and His power and His achievements, and not worry about my own, and just pray that transforms me and the people around me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, man.
Great talking to you once again, and looking forward to seeing you guys play here tonight. And don't miss it. ETBU taking on Laterno at 7:30 p.m. here at Ornelas Gymnasium. We'll be back on our coaches show. As you know, this is a weekly thing for us, so stay tuned and keep up to date with ETBU Sports. Thank you once again.